Hey, what's up everyone? Tim Stoddart here, and in today's video, I am going to be teaching you some of the basic fundamentals and economics behind your Google My Business agency. Let's get started. For this video, I'm going to be answering a user-generated question in the Tim Stodds Incubator community. This question is from Jamie Bordeaux. I think that's probably how you say it. Sorry if I get your name wrong, Jamie. All right, hey Tim and gang, I've been doing SEO for years, mostly affiliate. Jamie then goes to talk about how some of the algorithm updates have hurt his site. So it says, Tim piqued my interest in building directory sites and GMB again. So here goes. I've got a couple of questions about GMB services for customers. Here are the questions. Number one, what is your cost per customer minus outsourcers? Number two, what expectations do you set from customers regarding their first leads from your service? And number three, how do you determine pricing? All right, so these are great questions. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the cost per customer. All right, this can be sort of a difficult question to answer because I personally have never really tracked cost per acquisition. And the reason is because I have always generated all of my clients through inbound search and through referrals. I've never done any advertising where I can actually calculate what the ROAS would be, like return on advertising spend. So I suppose if I wanted to, I could calculate all the time I spent writing the content that I've used to generate my inbound leads and then maybe put some kind of dollar amount to that content and then create some kind of cost per acquisition through the time that I spent. But the reality is I've just been a writer my whole life and I would be writing on the internet regardless of if it did anything for me. And so it's just been like a really nice byproduct that all of the writing that I've done online through my agency website, through my newsletter, even things like this YouTube video that I'm creating now, I've never had a problem funneling leads towards myself. And so I'm going to challenge you not to think of it that way. And I know that there's probably a couple internet business gurus out there that would tell you the opposite and how important it is to know what your return on investment is. But in my experience, my priority was always just to create the best content that I possibly can, establish myself as an authority in a particular space, and then the universe provides. If you put yourself out there and you prove through your own results that you know what you're doing, well, it's actually that proof that makes it so that people want to work with you. So for question one, I'm sorry, I don't have an actual good answer there. My answer is that I've spent time every morning for the past 15 years creating content on the internet and establishing myself as an authority. And so the deals just come to me without me even trying. All right, here we go. Question number two. What expectations do you set for customers regarding getting their first leads from your services? This is a great question. The expectation that I set is always that I'm going to get you into the local pack. If I'm running my agency and I'm talking to one of my customers and they say like, what can I expect? I would say I'm going to get your business into the local pack. So what does that mean? Well, I'll show you. Okay, so the example that I'm going to use here is one of my GMB clients called Franklin Wealth Management. I've had these guys for 3.5 years now, and put simply, they're a wealth management company based in Chattanooga, Ohio. And so when they come to me and they say like, "What is it that I can expect from you?" Like I said, my answer is always, "Well, I'm going to get you into the local pack." So what does that mean? Well, if you Google Chattanooga Wealth Management, here's what you get: you get an ad, you get another ad, you get another ad, and then boom, right here is the local pack. So anytime the Google Business Profile listings are served in the SERPs, meaning you search something, you hit enter. SERPs, SERPS stands for Search Engine Results Page. So when you type something into Google and hit enter, you get served the results in the SERPs, right? Well, you can see here that we're number two. Anytime you see this, there's always going to be three. And anytime you want to see more than three, you have to click this link that says more businesses. Okay, so take a gander how many people actually click that link. I mean, some people, but hardly any. Like 90% of the traffic always gets sent to one of these listings in the top three in the local pack. Once you get in the local pack, you basically get all of the results. You win all of the search. And that's why this particular client, Franklin Wealth Management, has stayed with me for so long. They're in the local pack now and they don't leave the local pack. And so it makes it worth it for them to continuously pay me the 2,500 bucks a month, just as reassurance that the work that I do for them, or that I'm not going to stop doing the work, which means that they would lose their ranking in the local pack because they generate a ton of leads for this. Anytime local search is involved, especially because you got to think most of the local search is on your phone. So if I'm looking at this through my cell phone, which I will actually show you real quick. So Chattanooga Wealth Management. If anybody can spell Chattanooga on the first try, let me know. Right? If you can see it on my phone, then it's even more important because this button, this call button, is where all of the inbound leads are going to come from. So if somebody searches for this on the desktop, yeah, it's great that you generate a click through to the website. But for the most part, it's the mobile search that makes it so valuable because nobody's going to click this more businesses button on their phone. They're just going to click that call button and it's going to generate all of the leads. All right. And then for the third question, how do you determine pricing? Well, look, I'm in a little bit more of an advantageous position here just because I've generated a reputation in this space. And so I can kind of demand higher prices because if you don't want to pay it, then just don't. But I don't take a GMB deal for less than 2,500 bucks a month. It doesn't matter what industry it's in. It's just not worth it for me to do something less than that. So I would say that at its peak, 2,500 a month is probably the top that you can get. I would definitely encourage you to hold your ground at 1,000 bucks a month. And the reason is because even if it's an industry, let's just say it's a laundromat or it's like a local plumber, or it's just a business that is common. Well, the amount of revenue that they're going to generate from your work is far going to exceed the $1,000 a month investment that they put into it. So, I'll just show you the back end right here. So this is the back end of Franklin Wealth Management, financial advisor in Chattanooga, right? So I'm going to show you the performance. Congrats. Once again, you guys get a seat behind the curtain peak, let's call it. So, and we'll just do this for December and January. So it's not so much data to go through. Keep in mind, this is the end of the year. And in wealth management, the end of the year is always the slowest because everybody's, doing their New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. So for the phone calls alone, they had 12 leads that came from the Google My Business profile in December. They had 15 leads that come from the Google My Business profile in January. So a lot of people would look at this and they would think, well, that's not that many phone calls. And you're right, it's not. That's just simply a byproduct of the search volume. So there's not that many people searching for wealth management services in Chattanooga. However, the return on the investment that these people get from those 12 to 15 leads, if they close one of these a month, I mean, it can be potentially tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars, potentially millions of dollars if it's like a real whale, which is unlikely, but definitely tens of thousands of dollars over the lifespan of whatever client they bring in. Keep in mind that's not including the website clicks, right? So we can track if somebody goes to the Google My Business profile and they click this website, well, the phone number that shows up here changes so that we know this person that got to the website actually got to the website through the Google My Business profile. So it's not as though these phone calls are the only calls that our work is generating. We can also see through the call tracking how many phone calls the website generated as a throughput from the Google My Business profile too. So all in all, this business is making a killing from the work that we're doing for them. It's good business for everybody. They're happy to pay me. I'm happy to collect the revenue. It gets to a point in Google My Businesses where once you get the client into the local pack, you can't be better than number one, right? So it's really just a matter of maintenance, and it's when you hit those maintenance points that the the deals get really profitable. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope I was able to answer some of your questions. As always, I hope somebody watches this and takes this information and puts it into use. This isn't just some fluff stuff that I'm doing to get YouTube subscribers. This is like real business. This has worked really, really well for me personally in my life. And there's plenty of small businesses out there to go around. Like no matter what city or town you live in, what industry you want to work in, there's so much money to be made here, and it's consistent, and it's very profitable. I highly encourage you to do this. Leave a comment. Please ask me any questions that you have. Go to timstodds.com and sign up for my newsletter. Please smash that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next week. All right, see ya.